Welcome to Alexandria from The Walking Dead. There's the sign right there, and then over here you can see the mill. This is pretty cool. We just found this by accident. Back in January of 2021, me and my dad decided to take a trip to Atlanta, Georgia to visit the filming locations of our longtime favorite show, AMC's The Walking Dead. But that wasn't our only mission. My 21st birthday was coming up, and we were going to go on my 21st birthday trip. And that meant one thing. My first legal alcoholic beverage was going to be in the land of The Walking Dead. This is the Alexandria set 1 month before they started filming the final season, Season 11. And this is from Season 6 of The Walking Dead, compared to right before Season 11. My dad and I figured it was now or never, and we were right. Because in July of 2022, just a few months ago, these beautiful Alexandria walls were taken down. So we feel really fortunate and grateful that we got to visit this location while the show was still filming. And right here, in the place where we first met Rick Grimes, the place where we were first introduced to The Walking Dead, within this gas station, is where I bought my first beer. You may be thinking, why would you buy your first beer at a gas station, even if it was the one from the opening scene of The Walking Dead? Well, I said I would buy my first beer here. I didn't say that I would have my first drink here. That's a completely different story.
Little girl? I'm a policeman. Little girl. Little girl.
And this is the Grimes house. If you walk about a minute to the right, you'll find Morgan Jones' house. I would have gotten footage of the house, but the residents were outside on the porch, so I didn't want to film them. And this is Terminus. You can see where they took away the Terminus letters. That building on the right is still there. I'm pretty sure that foliage and the guardrail and the fence were all added because I got this shot from the side of a road. And if you're a long-time follower of my channel, you probably remember when I recreated Terminus for my Walking Dead recreated video way back in 2016, just for fun. And I've just got to say, my dad was a complete badass for doing this with me. All my friends were, but my dad, he really went all out. My dad always has been the Rick to my Carl, so I knew he'd be a perfect Rick Grimes, and he was. And anyone who knows me knows that Carl Grimes is my absolute favorite Walking Dead character, so naturally, I had to visit the Pudding House. And this house is also located in Senoia, and it's extremely close to downtown Senoia, which was Woodbury, which means it's extremely close to Alexandria. Well, I'm sure a lot of people don't see it this way, but The Walking Dead to me was always about Rick and Carl, the father-son bond, and that's what made me love the show and what brought me back week after week. So I think it's really fitting that me and my dad went on this supply run for booze in the world of The Walking Dead together. And speaking of downtown Senoia, I've got to say, this is my absolute favorite town in Georgia. The people there are so welcoming of Walking Dead tourists, and they embrace the show like no other place I've ever seen. It's incredible. There's the Woodbury Water Tower up there. And it was awesome because me and my dad, we had a hotel a couple miles away from here. And every morning we would wake up, drive past Alexandria, hang out in Woodbury, go to Nick and Norman's at night, and it was incredible. So the governor was standing right there in front of that building across the street in this shot, and if you look closely in the top right corner, you can see the Woodbury Water Tower, which is also right there during the day. And on this night, the night of my 21st birthday, me and my dad decided to go to Nick and Norman's, the restaurant of Greg Nicotero and Norman Reedus. Because what better place to look for alcohol than the restaurant of Daryl Dixon? And that's not even the best part. Once I got my drink, a group of ladies at the table across from us offered to sing me happy birthday. Come to find out, they were Walker extras in The Walking Dead, and they were also wolves in Alexandria, and they were also in Stranger Things. And if you look at that building with the red tarp over the entrance, that is the current location of Nick and Norman's. So, that was my 21st birthday in the land of The Walking Dead, right there at Nick and Norman's, being sung happy birthday to by the walkers and wolves of The Walking Dead. Pretty great birthday if you ask me. And I cannot recommend the Woodbury shop in Senoia, Georgia enough. This place is an amazing Walking Dead museum. It has props, it has costumes, all sorts of stuff. This place is filled to the brim with nostalgia of The Walking Dead, and it's incredible. Andrew Lincoln visits from time to time, Norman Reedus visits, Millie Bobby Brown came in a few weeks before we were there because she was filming Stranger Things Season 4 at the time. Right here you can see Merle's handsaw from Season 1. There's a lot of Norman Reedus stuff in this building. Probably the most Daryl stuff out of anybody, to be honest. And this is pretty cool. That's Rick's original costume from Season 1. Officer Friendly Rick. There's Daryl's crossbow up there from Seasons 1, 2, and 3. That's a pretty cool find. And we were at the location where that teddy bear was featured, the Texaco. And this is one of the actual cell blocks from the sound stages at Tyler Perry Studios, and it's here at the Walking Dead Museum on loan from AMC, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. For me and my dad, Sunday nights on AMC were always about The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead. It's been a pretty great run, but it's not quite over yet. Especially when we still have the Rick Grimes spinoff coming up, and the Daryl Show, and Isle of the Dead with Maggie and Negan. So luckily, there's plenty of stuff for us Walking Dead fans to keep looking forward to. Something that I thought was always a really cool dynamic between Rick and Carl is the fact that they essentially are bonding through the horror of the apocalypse. And in a way, I think I kind of related to that with me and my dad. Me and my dad bonded through the horror, but instead of it being a dangerous zombie apocalypse, we bonded through horror movies and horror shows like The Walking Dead, and movies like Scream, Halloween. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's all about for the horror fan community. And I think all of the people lining up in droves to meet the cast of The Walking Dead and other horror icons are a true testament to that. If you ask me, it's not a horror convention without some Walking Dead cast members there. And to all the Walking Dead fans out there, and if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're a Walking Dead fan, if you've really stuck with the show for this long, then you're a true fan. I hope you enjoyed this trip down the Walking Dead memory lane with me. I've been your tour guide. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you enjoyed the new style of filming location videos. I decided to try something new. Alright everyone, I think you've heard enough of my voice. I'm gonna let you just explore this museum by yourself, have fun, and thank you for watching. And thank you, Walking Dead, for all the memories and all the good times. Here's to many more.